Greetings, everyone. I'm Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 4 of my top 30 favorite title tracks of all time. That's right, the title song of the album of the same name. It has to be from that album. We're picking out our 30 favorites, although it's turned out to be a lot more than 30, right? Because if we have any one band or artist that has multiple title tracks that we would add to our list, put them all on one episode. So probably 30 has become like 40 or 50 or 60, whatever it might be, right? I haven't actually totaled them up yet. But we're counting down. We're almost done with the month. At the end of the month, I'll give a whole bunch of honorable mentions as well. I won't mention every single title track because, there's so many that I love. I can't remember every one of them. But the real notable ones that do come to mind, right? We're going to try and include as many of them as possible. So today, for pick number 4, we're going to start off. This is a band. I have 3 of them for you here from this band. Their first title track came off the album of the same name, released March 1976. Recorded at Toronto Sound Studios in Toronto, Canada. Produced by the band along with Terry Brown for Mercury Records. I'm talking about 2112 by Rush. Yeah. An amazing, epic title track, right? That starts off the album. One of the great opening title tracks of all time. And, this one is broken up into like 7 little mini parts, sort of, right? The 2112, you got the overture, you got the Temples of Syrinx, Discovery Presentation, Oracle, The Dream, Soliloquy, and of course the grand finale, all 20 minutes and change. It's amazing. It takes up all of side 1 on the original vinyl. It's heavy, it's proggy, it's just rampaging, aggressive, complex Rush at their very best. I mean, who doesn't love 2112? Who doesn't love 2112? Man, the riffing from Alex Lifeson is so good. The pile driving drums of Neil Peart and Geddy Lee screeching up a storm and that great bass playing. Yeah, so good. It's so good. It's classic. Had to be included here. It was like a slam dunk no-brainer. Slam dunk no-brainer. So next we're going to go to their very next album, which was released August 29th, 1977, recorded at Rockfield Studios over there in Wales, produced by the band and Terry Brown for Anthem Records, Mercury Anthem. I'm talking about Farewell to Kings. And once again, right, kicks off the album. I'm a firm believer in that in most cases, the title track should be the first song that kicks off the album. In most cases. It either should kick off the album or it should close the album. I think most of the most successful title tracks, here, do one or the other. I'm not a big fan of these title tracks that kind of float in the middle of the album somewhere. You got to make a statement. You're calling the album something for a reason, and you got a song that also is the title of that album. Get it out of the gate. Kick ass right from the start. Farewell to Kings, so good. Love that, acoustic guitar opening, right? Those little synths and then the big riffing, right? That's just such a majestic, great kind of proggy metal song, right? Just so good. So good. Love Farewell to Kings. That's my second pick. My third pick, we're going to go to the very next album. Released October 24th, 1978. Once again, produced or recorded over in Rockfield Studios in Wales, as well as some stuff done at Advisian Studios in London. We know the story behind the making of this album. This is a very hard album for them to make. Very complicated music and really taxed the band. And I think after this album, they wanted to kind of take a step back and do something a little bit different, maybe, right? Them and Terry Brown. Of course, I'm talking about Cygnus. X1, Book 2, Hemispheres. Hemispheres. Great song. We talked about this in the Prog Seat recently. All 18 minutes and change, takes up all of side 1. So we have another side-long epic here. This is the follow-up to Cygnus, X1, Book 1, right? From the previous album. Here we have Prelude, Apollo, bringer of wisdom, Dionysus, bringer of love, Armageddon, the battle of heart and mind, Cygnus, bringer of balance, and the Sphere, a kind of dream. Right, those are all the little mini parts to this particular track. It's another multi-part epic, 6 sections this time around. And again, it opens the album. It's the way it should. It's the way it should. Neil Peart, Alex Lifes, and Geddy Lee just absolutely killing it on here. This is, like I said, I've said it many, many times. I think that like 2112, Farewell to Kings, and Hemispheres, hugely, hugely influential to the whole progressive metal genre. You know, whether you call, you know, I talk to people who are like, Rush was never a metal band, and I talk to people who are like, Rush was never a prog band, right? Like some serious like metalheads and serious proggers don't think they belong in either camp, but I would argue that Rush did both very, very well, and I think they are one of the most important bands in the history of progressive metal, playing this very complicated music that is very heavy. It is very heavy. So you could, to me, I make the statement all the time that Rush were a prog band, Rush were a prog metal band. They did both for a short period of time. You know, they did prog for much longer. And then, you know, they kind of became more of like a straight up rock band with prog tendencies and occasional bursts of heaviness. But, you know, to me, Caress of Steel, even maybe part, you know, you can make your, well, the first album is a little different. It's more like a straight up hard rock album. But like you can make your argument that Fly By Night, Caress of Steel, 2112, Farewell to Kings, and Hemispheres all have plenty of progressive metal elements, right? It's not maybe Black Sabbath metal, but there's arguably lots of passages and things on these albums that are just as heavy as what some of the other heavy bands of the time were doing. So, and it's very proggy and very complex and all that sort of thing. So anyway, but I will always make that argument, always. So anyway, those are my picks for today. Cygnus X1 Book 2, Hemispheres, A Farewell to Kings, and 2112. Well, Pete, what about Fly By Night? I like Fly By Night, right? I like other title tracks in this catalog quite a bit too, but to me, these three are the Mac Daddies here. These are the ones. These are the ones that would, you know, instantly thought of to put on my list, right? No disrespect to the other title tracks in the Rush catalog, because there's a lot of good ones, you know, a lot of other good ones. How about their final album, the title track there? Really good. Clockwork Angels. Great. It's great stuff. So there's a lot of good ones. But these three are the great ones. And they belong in my list of my favorite title tracks of all time. So there you have it. Let us know what you think about these three epic songs from Rush. We only have three. Speaking of three, we only have 3 more days left. We have 3 more picks. Who will be included? Who have we not seen so far? I always like to wait for the last couple of days when everybody starts saying, "Oh, these are going to be Pete's last final picks," right? Trying to predict the picks, predict Pardo's picks, right? So what have we not seen? What title tracks have not appeared so far this month? If you know me, if you really know me, you should have a pretty clear inkling of what's coming up over the next 3 days. It's just the order might obviously you might not get that right, but you should know what's coming up. But stay tuned tomorrow for pick number 3. Till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. They're all down there. Thanks in advance for all your support, folks. Greatly appreciated. We'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. What's coming up, you might ask, here on the channel this weekend? We've got this afternoon from the UK Connection. Of course, that's the show that Simon and Stephen do without me, right? They do their own little side show, and the 3 of us aren't getting together drinking beer and talking music. So now they're just getting together talking music without the sometimes clueless guy from the US, right? They're doing a 2-part episode or 2-part series on the music and career of Slade. So today will be part 1 of that. So if you're a Slade fan, and I know we got a lot of Slade fans who watch the channel, especially our friends over in the UK. So tune in today, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to listen to Simon and Stephen talking about Slade from the UK Connection. That's today. We've got tonight, we've got another episode of Album Homework Assignment, episode number 2 in its relaunch. We've got Jim Bakke. Haven't seen Jim on the channel in a little while. He's back, hooking up with Rick Levante. They've each given each other an album. They're going to talk about their albums. That's coming up tonight. Tomorrow, I will be bringing you an episode of Ranking the Albums. I will be ranking the catalog of the very cool Australian band, The Masters Apprentices. very cool band. So they started off as kind of like a psychedelic pop band, and they turned into a pretty heavy hard rock band. So stay tuned for that and more. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.